Alrighty then, we are live. I am Mike TheZorch, and last night I was supposed to do the Zorch Central show, and we didn't. I don't know. Our sleep schedule has been weird. I mean, Tiger's still asleep, and I woke up about 6 a.m. It's strange. We're going to be working on fixing that, but we got to work on the audio issue on the server. We have a Threadripper machine in the other room that we use for live streaming and stuff, and one of the problems with it that we've been having lately is for the Zorch Central show, or any recordings that have me and him in the same room, there's a bad echo. A really bad echo. We've been trying to figure out exactly why that is. My gosh. So our ISP is behaving. Turns out it may not have been our problem locally. It was something on Cable One's end, because that's really the only viable solution out here. There is Windstream, but Windstream is just, no, it's not. So, Cable One's the only one we have out here. We pay way too much for it. Way too much. But we get true unlimited, no bandwidth caps. And we're supposed to get white glove service because it's technically a business account. But I haven't seen that. Anyway, so I got a steady green light on OBS, so our connection is good. So I shouldn't have any problems this stream, which is a good thing also for the show, because I'd been waiting to do streams for in there, regular live streams in there on the server, because our internet's been so crappy. And now, after running 2 scripts of PrettyPing in 2 different terminal windows, after running the 2 shell scripts, one to cable1.net, which is within the Cable One network infrastructure, and out to Shields Up for like almost a week. Ever since they apparently cleared up whatever it was that's outside of their network, or between the backbone and their network, it's been better. Now, Tygra has complained about getting disconnected from Final Fantasy. I think that's completely separate. Those servers, we don't know where those servers are at. They used to be up in Canada. They've either been moved to California, or there was some talk they might have been moved to Texas. I don't know. We really don't know the location of the servers now for Final Fantasy XIV. But he's complained about disconnects from those, and I haven't been online on 14 in a while. I managed to play a few games before the network connection was fixed. I managed to play a few games of Battlefront 2 before I got kicked off the server because of our connection. But now it seems to be fine. It seems to be fine now. Still steady green light. 27 kilobits a second, 26,000 kilobits a second. no, not 26, not 26 to 2700 kilobits per second upload. That's a good steady stream. I'm sending video at 720p because this is a 720p webcam that I'm using. Sending that at 60 frames per second. The bitrate in OBS I have set to 2500 because that's what YouTube likes, and it's pretty close to what Mixer and also Twitch will support, because they're happy with that. Twitch would like a little more, but it's okay at this bitrate. It's stable at this bitrate. So, should be able to start doing regular live streamings again. Righty then. And I've got to do another clothing professor this week, but you're not here to hear me talk about stuff I'm going to do for the channel. You're here to chat with me while I use my exercise bike. I'm a fluffy boy and I need to unfluffy. I still haven't used the scale yet to check to see how much more weight I've lost. I know I've definitely lost weight. Definitely have, and I feel better. I feel a lot better. Last time we went to the store, my back still hurt, but it was not agonizing, I gotta sit down now pain. And unless I really hurt my legs or my knees doing these exercises and stuff, I don't expect I need to, or unless I've been really on my feet all day for some reason, I don't expect to be able to need to ride the electric scooters at Walmart again. Kind of fun to ride them, but you know, they're for people who need them. But I've read them because I've used them because I needed them, because I was just in too much pain. But I feel a lot better. I'm still round, but I'm lighter. Alright, so I got my shoes on, got my exercise bike in position, got my thing down here to brace it in place. One other thing I gotta be careful of today. My chair broke. Yep. Now it's an old one. I've had this thing for... I think I've had this thing since before we came to Texas. Or just after. I think I was using another chair. I think I was using a crappy IKEA chair. And we still have that one. That thing is just rickety as heck. This one, I've had this one for more than 5 years. And it's beat up and it's been repaired. I mean, it's got repair jobs all over it. Got bolts in the back to hold it up, and I've got bolts in the bottom to hold the back on, and I had bolts on the side and they finally snapped. I even tried reinforcing it some with JB Weld, but yeah, this thing, stuff gets hard, but it's brittle. It cracks easy, and the bolts I was using are just too small, too thin, and they just broke. And they just snapped off. So I've got another temporary fix coming until I can afford a new chair. Because a chair I want at least a 500-pound weight chair, so that I know it will last. Because at least it's heavy duty. I'm not that heavy. At least I hope I'm not. But I'm not that heavy. And you know, I want the chair to be able to last me a few years, so I need a nice heavy duty one. And it'll be similar to this. The one I've got picked out is like $100 and something. I'm gonna have to save up for it to get it. I don't know if I'll be able to get it next month. Probably. Maybe. I'd have to see. But, yeah, I definitely need a new one. Bad. But the arm over here is broken off, so I can't lean on the back of the chair while I do this today. So, here we go. I definitely need something to keep me from rolling backwards now. My knees are not hurting as much doing this now. Not hurting as bad. I do need to stay in position. One thing I haven't been able to figure out yet, how to keep this chair in position. I've got the bike in position, now I need to keep the chair in position. Alright. Oh, on the bread frontier, Tygra's uncle said that he knew somebody who was on the keto diet who figured out bread. So we're going to find out from him what his recipe is. Also, next month I'm going to order up some of that pre-made almond flour artisan bread mix. Gonna try that out. And I found a recipe for almond bread that uses some arrowroot or tapioca flour. And if you make it in 2 batches and you put it into a bread tin, you'll make a full loaf. And it's supposed to be really soft, supposed to be like sandwich bread. No, it doesn't leaven up, that's why you have to use 2 batches in the same pan. Just line it with parchment paper and pour it in, bake it, and cut it into slices and keep it in the refrigerator. Because we've been looking for stuff to use with burgers. We've got good ketchup, homemade ketchup, sugar-free, and we still haven't found a replacement for fries. Tried Jamicas, I just wouldn't cook right, and they were really weird sweet taste to them. Still got them. I think maybe they might work better boiled. Maybe added to some kind of soup or something. I don't know. Ultimately, might have to toss them or give them away to somebody that might use them. You know, instead of just letting them go to waste. Because they're 2 perfectly good, big round Jamicas. They're huge. You know, they're a root. They're a big round root. They look like a rutabaga. And that's been the other suggestion, is using rutabaga or beets for fries. I have to figure out exactly how to cook those right. Because the hot air grill, or the hot air fryer we have, didn't exactly work right with the Jamica. We might actually have to fry those in oil. Well, we've got coconut oil for that, because we can't use recommend not to use olive oil in a blue diamond pan. You know, now that we don't have to worry about fat in our diet because we don't have the wheat and sugar that makes fat stick to you, we might actually want to invest in an actual fryer that actually fries with oil. You know, things can be a little dangerous. I mean, that's hot oil, but we don't have to worry about the fat. The fat is not really a problem for us now, because you know, it's not really an issue for us. We're not eating wheat, we're not eating processed sugar, so the fat's not going to stick to us. That would be something that we would put on the house fund that we use to pay for stuff. Like, we're gonna get a new stove. Our stove is crap. It's one of those cheapies they throw into these places when they service them. You know, it's not very good. You set the temperature in the oven, but it really doesn't go to that temperature. It goes to something different. You know, it's got analog controls instead of digital. I prefer cooking with gas. That's how I learned to cook, is on gas. But we don't have gas here. We'd have to get a tank. And then there's the expense of filling that thing at least once a year or so. I prefer using gas to cook. Plus, also, you can cook better with gas than electric. I've never liked how electric stoves cook, but you know, we got to use what we got. It would be another big expense to have a tank put out there and have it topped up with gas every year. That's not cheap, because we don't have city gas here. I don't know if any part of this town has city gas, except maybe downtown area, you know, where the restaurants and stuff are. We're not exactly rural, but we're not big city either. You know, sort of somewhere in between. You know, this is Texarkana, not Little Rock. I stayed in Little Rock for about a year. I was at, and my experience is pretty colored over what happened, and I'm not going to go into real detail over what happened there, into the vivid, sordid detail of what happened in that place. I think also that's where my depression really kicked off bad. But I was at Lions World Services for the Blind, and you know, I had a lot of friends there. I met Tygra there. We were both going there, and we were roommates, and that's how we became friends. Oh. So I was in Little Rock for a while. It was okay. Summer was just unbearable. It's like, my God. It's like you go outside and you want to take a towel to the air and just wring it out. That was absolutely horrific. Just how humid and hot it was there. Like, damn. But, yeah, it was not one of my better decisions to go to that place. I think what it was is the area I went to, people that ran it were the people that ran the particular area I was in at Lions World were not the best people. Believe me, they were pretty bad. They were pretty terrible. So, enough about that. I really need this chair to stop moving. Maybe I should get a couple more. That bungee cord works. Maybe I should get a couple more and connect it to the chair to keep it from moving while I pedal. Because the bike's not moving away from me. It's the chair now I need to worry about. Oh, I need some air now. Alright, here we go. Starting to heat up. But my legs, my knees are not hurting. This chair is really sliding. Thing is, I don't have anything around here that I can put on the floor that'll keep this thing from moving. Something that I could bolt down, but I don't have any way of bolting anything down. So I can pedal easier if this chair just wasn't sliding all over the place. Because it's on wheels, and it's the only one I got. And I can't lock the wheels. I'm gonna solve this problem. Anyway. But yeah, my knees are not hurting. Past couple of days when I did this, they weren't. Oh, my left knee a little bit. But yeah, this is better. This is an improvement. Some of you, there's been an article going around saying that Google was going to block ad blockers. Well, they're changing one of their APIs. Get the sorted details of exactly what it is in the API they're changing. It's something to do with extensions and how they can intercept HTTP calls. I was watching Linus Tech Tips last night. It was their show from Friday, watching the LAN show, and they made an interesting comment that this API change that they're doing would not affect AdBlock Plus. It would affect other AdBlock tools that do it differently. AdBlock Plus does it somewhat differently than the other ones do. They won't be affected by the API change. So everybody's freaking out that Chrome is not going to support ad blockers, when in fact AdBlock Plus, you know, the #1 ad blocker out there, will still work. This won't affect them. Everybody's completely freaking out over nothing. I mean, this is a nothing burger. What Google's doing, you know, and I'm no big fan of Google and the crap they do. You know, I'm very disappointed in them abandoning their do no evil mantra. But what they're doing is shoring up an API that could be used for malicious stuff. And so a few popular alternative ad blockers are going to be a casualty of this API change. But AdBlock Plus, which is the one I use for a lot of stuff, and I whitelist sites that I want to support, and others that just abuse ads, I block those. But AdBlock Plus will not be affected by this. So there's no reason to be completely freaking out over it. No reason at all. Well, what if I, let's see, what if I lock one of my legs of my chair to this thing? Wish I still had that Velcro strap that I used to secure this thing. I cannot find that thing. I put it somewhere and now I don't remember where it's at. I don't have any rope to lock it down or any other bungee cords. I really need this thing to stop moving. It's making it hard to pedal. I'll try this. Now this might make it a little more difficult for me to pedal. Maybe not. What I've done is I have put one of the legs of the chair around on the inside of the feet for this exercise bike, because it's got those wide feet on the bottom. So I put one of the legs with the wheel there to hold it in place. And let's see if that works. Might scrunch me up a bit too much though. Yeah, this is scrunching me up a lot. Damn. Yep, that's scrunching me up too much. I really need to solve this. I want this thing to move. I want the chair to move. 'Cause it's making this hard to do. You know, I solved the problem of the bike not moving, but now I gotta solve the problem of the chair not moving. I tried this the other day. You know, the other day I did this and it wasn't a problem. You know why? I was able to lean back. But now my chair is not in a ability to do that, because if I lean back too hard, I'll break the back off. Now it's in that state. Crappers. I so need a new chair. Well, do what I can. I'm starting to feel it in my knees. Still not at where I need to be if I want to be able to go out and walk around the trailer park. Still not there. Or ride a regular bike. It's one of my goals. To be able to ride a regular bike. Be able to go get me a Schwinn. One of those Schwinn adult trikes. They're not that expensive. Actually, this one, the Schwinn adult trikes, is cheaper than the chair I want to get. Be able to ride that. That's one of my goals. Be able to get down in weight so I can ride it. Oi. Okay. Yeah. I need to secure this seat, and I need a new chair to do this properly. Whew. Oh man. Plus I don't want to overdo it, because the first time as I said before, the first time I did this, I have really overdid it, and my legs were screaming the day after, so I don't want to push myself too hard. You know, because when you let yourself go because of you were in a state where you just didn't give a damn, and you gained weight and everything, you don't want to go too hard getting it off, because you'll hurt yourself. You don't know if you'll get a heart attack or anything like that. I haven't had any problems like that. My dad had heart problems, and my mom had cancer. That's what took her. And my dad died from his heart. Basically a broken heart, basically. They went one right after the other. My mom died a couple of years ago from cancer. And my dad died, she died just before Thanksgiving, and he died just before Christmas, the same year. So I've got cancer, there's cancer and heart problems in my family. And my dad was diabetic. He wasn't on the shot, he was on the pill. But yeah, so I gotta take better care of myself, and I am. I'm doing these exercises, and I'm eating better. I'm not eating candy, not drinking sodas anymore. I'm drinking just orange juice and water. In fact, I got a couple of bottles in my little fridge that I used to use for cans, or soda cans. But I got a couple of bottles in there chilling. It's a little Peltier cooler. Now, so I've been working on it. We're all working on it. Dave's blood sugar levels have been much better, significantly better than they've been in years. Tygra's been losing weight. I've been losing weight. I know I have been losing weight because I can feel the difference. I can literally feel it. And we're gonna keep doing this. This is not a temporary thing. This is a permanent change for us. We're not going back. We might occasionally eat some of the other stuff. We have, no other choice. We're on a road trip or something, and there's no other alternatives out there. Once or twice, every great once in a while, won't hurt anything. But going back to that stuff on a regular basis, no. This is permanent. Us doing this, eating like this and exercising and everything, this is a permanent thing. We're not going back to the other way. So the other thing I want to do is get some strength back into my arms. I gotta tighten these up because these are loosening up. Plus, I want to get me some better weights too. Right now, these suffice. These are, if I can. See these. I think these are 1 1/4 pound. They're pretty dense and weighty. And these are made for carrying some heavy weight. Right now, these are just perfect for me right now. For what I'm currently doing. So I've had no strength in my arms. I should also get one of those things, those exercise things where you squeeze, where you for your hand, exerciser for your hand, where you squeeze it. I think they still have those. But Tygra's got a treadmill. Once his weight and stuff starts stabilizing, that's when he's going to start doing some other stuff, and he's going to use his treadmill. He might actually start joining me on these live streams. Or he might start doing his own. You know, where he's on his treadmill and everything. Now, how am I gonna... How I'm going to fix my chair temporarily is I've got a short bungee cord with hooks. You know, a strong one of those really heavy-duty bungee cords, not those ones with the stretchy paracord type, the real strong rubber type with the strong hooks. I've got one of those coming from Amazon. And I'll use that to temporarily brace the back until I can get a new chair. No. Hey, when in Texas, fix it the way rednecks would. I'm gonna redneck it. Oh yeah. Feeling it in my arms now. If I get down to where I can actually start walking around the park, our Wi-Fi is good, but not that good. I mean, I keep a connection well until we exit the park, but it's not a stable connection. So I don't know if I'll be able to stream from my phone walking around the park. What I might do, if I can afford to get one, is either a GoPro or one of those Chinese knockoffs of a GoPro, and somehow rig it up to where I can either you guys can see me, or maybe have if it has the option for it, a microphone or something, and then do the show, record the show that way. That's months away though. That's months away. I don't know if I'll do that or not. I mean, as hot as it gets around here in summertime, I might just stick with the exercise bike in here and just adjust the settings, because there's a setting wheel. I can adjust the tension. So I might just stick with that. I'd like to be able to do the walking around the park, but as I said, we want to avoid the excessive heat. We have to go out really early in the morning. We used to do that. A couple of years ago when we were in a different trailer, we used to do that. And that hurt a lot. I was in a lot of pain, and I hurt my knee. I had to stop walking for a while. We used to go for those walks, and we had to get up really early in the morning, just before the sun started coming up, to avoid the heat. And you know, it's not fun. I know walking's a really good exercise, but you know, gotta find a different alternative. Now, where I grew up in Detroit, Michigan. And one of the malls, Fairlane Town Center in Dearborn, they had this thing in the morning. They were open in the morning, you know, before the stores opened up. And so they had this group called mall walkers that went around there. I think Fairlane is still open as far as I know, and I think the mall walkers are still going there. I think they're still there. But this cord is snagging on my weights, and this came loose. My son Justin, he found this rock when we went to visit my parents when they were still alive, and we went swimming and he found that rock. I've kept it. Okay. Yeah, they used to, as far as I know, the mall walkers are still walking around Dearborn, Fairlane Town Center. We have a mall here, but it's a good distance away. I mean, Fairlane was actually relatively close. I used to walk to Fairlane. It was like a couple of miles. That was when I was in better shape. When I was younger too. But I used to actually walk to Fairlane. That was a good walk. But that was a good distance. The mall here is further than Fairlane is, and it's not doing so well either. It's places have been closing up in it, and I think the Sears that was there, it's gone. So they lose one of their cornerstone places, one of the cornerstone stores that the big stores pay the bulk of the rent to keep the place open. You lose one of those, you're hurting. You're gonna be hurting. Alright, I think that's it. Oh. Ow. Ow. Feel it in my arms. Alright. So, what's coming up? Well, one thing, definitely I want to get another Cloning the Professor out the door before the end of the month. Tygra and I really need to work on that Echo issue so we can do the Zorch Central show. And now that our ISP is working, we can stream it. So we need to work on that. We should have worked on that last night, but you know, when I tend to try and schedule stuff, most of the time something comes up and I don't do it. But those are the two big things before the month. Next month, I am going to be working on another Random Thoughts. I already have some idea of what I want to do for that. Also on Gamers Bay, an old gamer plays next, and an old gamer plays, and some more, and live streaming, not just this show. The Zorch Central show will be a weekly show. So we can do it today, or I might wait until Friday. I know I wanted to do the Zorch Central show this month. I might wait till Friday to do it, because I really want it to be on a certain day when we do it, not a Monday. Mondays are not a good time for, you know, big streams. Most of the big ones are on Friday. The WAN show is on Friday, and a lot of other streams are on Friday. So people watch them over the weekends, and so and there's been so much stuff happening to talk about. I'm going to change the format of the show a little bit. We'll have a variety of topics instead of just 3 major topics and things. We may just, I'll come up with some topics to talk about, and I'll get Tygra to come up with some topics to talk about. We'll have like a couple of topics each to cover, because it's been mostly me just doing it, and he just adding commentary to help out. But I think I'll have him look for some. I'll probably set up a probably on Google Docs. I will set up a document for us to share and edit. Be able to put topics on for the show. And yeah, I think that's what I'll do, because we really haven't had much prep time, and in order to do the show properly, the way I want to do it, is we're gonna need prep time. We haven't done any prep time, so it'll be Friday. I wanted it to be last night, but when I really think about it, we need prep time for that. We need prep time to do the show right. So we're gonna solve the Echo issue and then do it Friday. That's what we're gonna do. We'll do it Friday night. That's what we're gonna do. So, thanks to everyone who has been watching. I don't know how many people are on the stream. Haven't seen anyone in chat. It's fine. It's fine if nobody watches this, because this is for my benefit, to do just something to do while I exercise. And doing this for right now. I'm doing this 3 days a week, on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And as I get more into it, I might start doing it every day. I might start making this an everyday thing. You know, when I feel that I'm at that point to where I can handle doing it every day. So I'll go 3 days a week and take a rest for Saturday and Sunday, and then come back and do it on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So that's what I'm doing with this. Anyway, oh, another thing, I have been talking about doing it, and I've never done it, and I need to do it, and now I've got things set up to where I can work on it. I am going to finally, I don't know when it will be out, maybe next month, finally get an old otaku episode out. And I've been wanting to do it on Yurushi Yatsura for a long time. I mean, it's one of those important anime. It's based on Rumiko Takahashi's first major manga success, which is Yurushi Yatsura, or what is translated as Those Obnoxious Aliens. And it's an important series. It's an important manga. And I wanted to do an episode on that, so I will finally be working on that, and I'll have that finally out. And then after that, what I planned is with Tygra, it's a Macross episode, because that's his favorite anime. That's his favorite series, and I thought, it'd be great to include him on that because that's his favorite show. We've got the original Macross, we have Macross 7, we have Macross Plus, we have Dynamite 7. I've seen some of Frontier. I haven't seen some of the newest Macross series, but it's difficult to watch them because they're not released here because of Harmony Gold. They won't let you release them here, and there's also the music licensing issues, which really grinds my gears. I absolutely hate regional licensing of stuff like that. It's like, you don't like money? I mean, just have one license. You don't need multiple licenses for multiple countries. Just issue one blanket license for the entire planet and sell your stuff. Don't do this, oh, you have to have a license in this country, and that country, and that country, and that. No! Stop doing that crap. That's why people pirate your shit. That's why people pirate anime. Is because of that. That's why they do it. That's exactly why they do it. You want it to stop? Then stop doing that. It's why people pirate music and movies. You want to stop that, make it available. It's not a problem of people not wanting to pay for it. It's a problem that people want to see it, but they can't. So they're gonna try and see it however they can, even if it means they have to download it. So if something's locked down like that and people pirate it, if something's locked down like that and people pirate it, I have zero sympathy for the company when they cry that people are pirating their stuff. I have zero sympathy for them because it's their own fault. You locked it down so people in certain places couldn't buy it. You locked it down. And when people pirate it, it's because you locked it down. Because you made it to where people can't get it. But people want to see it. There's a demand for it, but you're not letting them have it. So they're pirating it. So I have zero sympathy for you if you're crying that people are downloading your stuff. If you weren't doing that crap, you would minimize the piracy. There would still be some. There's still the organized crime bootleg stuff that goes on. Those are the real pirates, not the people that download stuff. The real pirates are the organized crime organizations that are selling bootleg copies of stuff. But anyway, I'm rambling. So to anyone who is watching, thanks for watching. I've been TheZorch. I will be back on Wednesday. And thanks for watching.